Hey guys, welcome back. It's Joseph. Quick and simple gospel. Yeshua, Jesus, came to this earth, lived a perfect 33 years, was crucified on a cross for our sins, buried in a tomb for 3 days, and rose from the grave on the third day. We are saved through faith in Christ alone and by no other name. Amen. So good morning, guys. Hope you're all doing well today. Got a lot to talk about today. I think we got 5 different stories. Hey, Gene Spice, much love. Hey, Peggy. Let me just see how we're looking on the screen here. Hope you guys are having a great day. So yeah, we got a big show, got a lot to talk about. We'll go ahead and get started in just a minute here. Hey, Zachary. How you doing? Hey, Salvation. Hey, Birdie Bear. Guys, do me a favor when you come in, please hit the like button. Very much appreciated. Helps out the algorithm and helps more people find the video. And also, please hit the share button. That way we can get this out to more people. Hey, Earhart. Hey, Peter. Hey, Simon. Alright, guys, we'll go ahead and get started. Got a lot to talk about. Hey, Katie. Alright, guys, just give me a second to get all set up. Actually, you know what? Before I get started, give me 1 second. Alright. Just wanted to double check something real quick. Okay. Alright, guys, so the first story we're going to talk about, Andrew Cuomo concedes as Zohran Mamdani wins New York City Democratic mayoral primary in stunning upset. We got this news on June 24th. Lioness Roars said, did anyone have trouble hitting the like button? Because she just had trouble. I don't know, guys, let us know. Is anyone else having trouble hitting the like button? I know YouTube's been doing that to me lately. Like usually once or twice a week I'll go to like a video and it won't let me like it, so I have to restart my phone in order to do that. So I don't know why that's happening. Visionary Vet left a comment a couple hours ago. He said he had a problem leaving a comment on a video. He left the comment on a community post, so I don't know what's up with YouTube. But hopefully you guys are able to hit the like button. I got 25 likes, so looks like 25 people were able to, so I don't know. Lioness roars, you might want to try restarting your phone maybe, and then try again. That might help. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get into it. All right. Andrew Cuomo concedes as Zohran Mamdani wins New York City Democratic mayoral primary in stunning upset. This article from June 24th. All right, guys, we're going to break this down all by the numbers using gematria, which is simply letters as numerals. And once you learn the simple code of coding letters into numbers, you can see right through the scripted coded news every day. So the first thing I want to point out, Zohran Kwame Mamdani, he won the primary, or he defeated Andrew Cuomo. Andrew Cuomo conceded on June 24th, okay? June 24th, that's the day leaving 190 days left in the year. Check out the gematria of his name. Zohran Kwame Mamdani equals 190. And he wins on the day leaving 190 days left in the year. So he's 33 years old. Can you believe it? He's 33. And that's interesting because this was for the primary for the New York City mayor. New York equals 33. And guess where he was born? He was born in Uganda, which equals 33, in the same cipher as New York. And New York became a state July 26th, 1788. So he won 33 days before the anniversary of New York becoming a state. And of course, Masonry equals 33 in the highest degree of the Scottish Rite, the 33rd degree. And his name, Zohran Mamdani, equals 137. 137 is the 33rd prime. So that's a lot of 33s there. 33 years old, from Uganda 33, New York 33, 33 days from the anniversary of New York becoming a state, Masonry 33, and his name equals 137. That's the 33rd prime. So, here's the connection to Obama. And the first thing that stood out to me was his birthday, and then I just kept finding more connections with Obama. But we've been talking a lot about the number 1018. We're going to talk more about it later. But anyways, look at his birthday, October 18th. That's 1018. Like Luke 10:18. And he said unto them, I beheld Satan as lightning fall from heaven. Strong's 1300, Barak, means lightning. Strong's 1116, Bama, a high place, the heights like heaven, right? So Barack Obama is literally lightning from the heights, like Luke 10:18. And that's the guy's birthday, 10:18. Now back to the Bama, the 1116. Just a little bonus here. Check out the time on the article about the guy with the 10:18 birthday. Look, 1116. Isn't that interesting? And don't forget some of the big connections with Obama and the 10:18. Actually, I need to make a new one on the list now, because remember, the U.S. attacked Iran 10 months, 18 days from Obama's birthday. Let me write that on here. So yeah, and remember, they just used the Barak system, Israel. But anyways, yeah. We allegedly attacked Iran 10 months, 18 days from Obama's birthday. You just had the thunder, right? Thunder and lightning. The thunder just won 10 months, 18 days from Obama's birthday. We'll talk more about that later. With their 84 wins on the season. When Obama equals 84, born on 8/4. But you remember, Obama's the clone of Akhenaten. They look identical. Akhenaten Obama equals 666. Akhenaten was the 10th ruler of the 18th dynasty, 1018. And Remember Brittany Griner with the 10/18 birthday was found guilty and sentenced on Obama's birthday and then got a standing ovation at that dinner when Griner came back at 10:18 p.m. And remember, Griner missed 474 days of basketball. Akhenaten 474, Barack Obama 474, Fallen Angel 474. Remember when Obama was represented in the Little Nas X video, J Christ, where he's wearing the 10/18 Satan shoes. Satan shoes equals Antichrist. Remember, Event 201 was held on 10/18 in New York, which we're going to talk more about that later. In Obama's movie, Leave the World Behind, at the end of the movie, they're finishing the last episode of Friends, which is season 10, episode 18. And the director of that movie, his birthday and Obama's birthday are separated by 10 months, 18 days. And don't forget the other connections with Obama and Satan. Remember Obama's slogan, Yes We Can. You listen to it backwards, you hear Thank You Satan, Obama equals dragon. When Obama announced he was running for president, he was 45 years, 6 months, 6 days old. Strong's 4566 is Satan. Obama born on the 216th day of the year. 6 times 6 times 6 is 216. Obama's birthday, the day leaving 149 days left in the year. Antichrist 149. If you add up the 4 base ciphers of Barack Hussein Obama, it equals 666. Obama tested positive for COVID 222 days from his birthday. The Antichrist Barack Obama 222. Declared a pandemic 222 months from 9/11. Wuhan coronavirus 222. We'll talk more about that later. Remember when Obama was with Eminem 103 days after Eminem released the song Antichrist? Obama equals 103, Eminem 103. They were together 103 days after Eminem released the song Antichrist. And the first part of that song says the devil came to Michigan. They were together in Michigan, for the record. But anyways, you get the point. This guy's got the 10/18 birthday about Satan, right? Well, check it out. Speaking of Satan, Mamdani, his last name, Mamdani equals 55. He was born in Kampala, which equals 55. Satan equals 55. Fallen Angel 55. Lightning 55. Remember in the J Christ video from Little Nas X, where Obama's represented in that video, he's wearing the 10/18 Satan shoes. And he's playing basketball against Satan. Remember what jersey number he's got on? The number 55. And then Mamdani is also 44, like Obama's number 44, and he's from Kampala, which is 44, and he won the primary, which is 44, like Lightning is 44, and Fallen Angel is 44. And it says, Mamdani has served since 2021 as a member of the New York State Assembly for the 36th District in Queens. And the 36 triangular number is 666, and New York equals 666. How about that? The guy with the 10/18 birthday. So New York City, also called New York, New York, which equals 222. And remember, that's where Event 201 was held on 10/18. Right, 10/18 in New York. See that, October 18th? Event 201, 222, like New York, New York, World Economic Forum. So he was with the World Economic Forum. 222, Wuhan coronavirus 222, the Antichrist Barack Obama 222, Obama tested positive for COVID 222 days from his birthday. Declared a pandemic 222 months after 9/11. Remember, the first U.S. case was 222 days from Trump's birthday. Declared a national emergency 222 days from Obama's birthday. The list goes on. And speaking of the 201, remember they just had a simulation called Preparing for Disease X, which was 201 days from Obama's birthday and 201 weeks after COVID was declared a pandemic. New York City Mayor has the 192, and remember, he worked for the 36th District in Queens, New York, which is 192. Obama 192. Great Tribulation 192. Leave the World Behind 192. That's Obama's movie. The movie that ends in the Commodus bunker, who died in the year 192. And then New York City mayor is also 84, like Obama equals 84, born on 8/4. He's from Kampala, Uganda, which is 103, like Obama is 103. His full name, Zoran Kwame Mamdani, 82, like Obama's full name. Barack Hussein Obama II is 82 in the same cipher. And he was born 76 days after Obama's birthday. Barack Obama equals 76. Remember, you got the 76s all over Obama's movie. Obama's Book of Promised Land equals 76. The Guidestones went down on 7/6, all connected to Obama. We'll talk more about that later. And then we got this news on June 24th, which was, whoops, I put the wrong slide here. I should have had his birthday. But obviously his birthday is 10/18, right? Oh, by the way, he's Muslim. He is a Shia Muslim. But yeah, I should have put the guy's birthday, not Obama's birthday. But let me just show you. Obviously his birthday is 10/18. That's what we've been talking about the whole time. So the information is correct. I put Obama there in the picture. So you see how Mom Donnie's birthday is October 18th? And we got this news on June 24th. So we got the news on June 24th. The birthday of Mom Donnie is October 18th. So what I'm showing is he won 116 days before his birthday. Barack Hussein Obama equals 116. But yeah, this information is totally correct. I should have put, in this picture here, I should have put Mom Donnie. So I'll have to fix my slide for if we ever go over this again in the future. I hate when I do that. You guys know I'm an OCD perfectionist, but the information is correct. If it wasn't, I would take down the stream and have to restart. But yeah, he won on June 24th. His birthday is October 18th, as you can see. So he won 116 days before his birthday. Barack Hussein Obama is 116. All right, now to the next story. Iranian army sniper and Hezbollah-linked terrorist arrested in U.S. as Trump warns of violent sleeper cells. This article from June 24th. Okay, let me take a sip of water before I get started. So, an Iranian sniper arrested in the U.S., right? Right when we have all these stories about Iran making threats against Trump, right? So this is more coded news connected to the soon removal of Donald Trump, something I've been talking about for a long time. And this number 68 has been so big with these stories. And it says here, Ribvar Karimi, who served as an Iranian army sniper from 2018 to 2021, was arrested in rural Alabama, where he has been living with his American wife. All right, check out his name. The name of the Iranian sniper, Ribvar Karimi, which equals 68. And the same cipher, Trump assassination 68. Donald John Trump 68. We just had the Minnesota lawmaker, which equals 68. She was killed on Trump's birthday, the day of the No Kings protests. Remember the guy had the No Kings flyers in his car? His name was Vance Balter. Another 222, VB 222. The tip line number was 222. Remember Donald John Trump dies 222. Donald John Trump Sr. 222. Trump 222. Trump just won the election 222 days from his birthday. First U.S. case 222 days from Trump's birthday. But anyways, the suspect's name was Vance, right? If Trump gets taken out, Vance would become president, right? And remember, the full name of Vance equals president in Minnesota. This happened in Minnesota. Anyways, the key point, his name Vance, right? But that was the Minnesota lawmaker the day of the No Kings protests on Trump's birthday. You see how Minnesota lawmaker 68, No Kings protest 68, Trump's birthday 68. Remember Comey with the shell formation, the 86-47 post in a shell formation, which equals 68. Butler shooting 68. They blame that on the director of the Secret Service, Kimberly Cheadle, which equals 68. The would-be assassin from Butler, Thomas Crooks, equals 68. The Apprentice equals 68. That's Trump's show. Mar-a-Lago 68. Donald J. Trump 68. That's a lot of 68s, right? But yeah, the suspect's name, Ribvar Karimi, 68. And I didn't include this in the short video yesterday because it would have been too much to talk about. But do you remember all the connections we made with Robert De Niro and Taxi Driver with the number 68? Remember, Robert De Niro was outside of the New York City courthouse during Trump's hush money trial, and the movie Taxi Driver influenced John Hinckley Jr.'s decision to attempt to assassinate Ronald Reagan, who had the phrase, "Make America Great Again." Remember that? So anyways, in the movie Taxi Driver, the guy Robert De Niro plays, he plans to assassinate Charles Palantine. Well, look at that. Charles Palantine equals 68, and the movie is called Taxi Driver, which equals 68. Like Trump assassination, like Donald John Trump. And then look over here, Senator Palantine, 248, President Donald Trump, 248, Trump assassination, 248. We're going to talk more about the 248 shortly. And then remember in the crowd where he plans to take out Palantine here? Everyone's got like a plain shirt on except for this one guy here in the crowd got the number 88 on his back. Well, I wonder why. Trump equals 88. Remember the Butler incident was 88 months after the Snoop Dogg video Lavender, where Snoop Dogg is pointing the gun at Trump. Remember, Trump just installed the 88-foot-tall flagpoles as he's talking about 88 billion in tariffs. And Thomas Crook's birthday, 9/20/03. That's the 8,888th prime number. Donnie Darko takes place in the year 88. The numbers on Donnie's arm add up to 88. The guy who plays Frank the Rabbit, or no, well, yeah, but I was going to say the guy who plays Donnie J. Darko, Jacob Benjamin Gyllenhaal, equals 88. Here, perhaps I should just pull up the list. We'll come back to this later. Let's just pull up the old flagpole list. Probably going to be a long show today. Because we got a lot to talk about. But who knows? Maybe I'll get through it quickly. I don't want to forget anything, so let's just go through it. Trump installs, this is just the other day, June 18th. Trump installs a pair of 88-foot-tall new flagpoles. Trump 88. And while the flagpoles were going up, he talked about 88 billion in tariffs. All right, so Trump was hit in the ear, allegedly, 88 months after the Snoop Dogg video Lavender, where Snoop Dogg's pointing the gun at Trump. You can probably see it better if I do that. See over here. It's in the cover photo of this video. The would-be assassin Thomas Crooks with the 9/20/03 birthday. That's the 8,888th prime number. And then Donnie Darko set in the year 88. And the numbers on Donnie's arm add up to 88. And Donald J. Darko is played by Jacob Benjamin Gyllenhaal, which equals 88. And in that movie, Frank the Rabbit gets shot. And the guy who plays Frank the Rabbit was born 88 days from Trump's birthday. And Frank equals Donald in 3 ciphers, and Rabbit equals Trump. And remember, I Pet Goat 2, you have the rabbit with the bullet hole in the ear. right? And that movie takes place in Middlesex, which equals 888, like Mar-a-Lago, 888, Donald J. Trump, 888, COVID declared a pandemic, 888 days after Trump's famous calm before the storm statement, The Art of the Deal, 888, and Back to the Future, Biff represents Trump. They got to reach 88 miles per hour in the raid on Mar-a-Lago, August 8th, 88. And Trump's number to text, 88022. And then since we're talking about Back to the Future, don't forget there's 2 flagpoles that are 88 feet. 88 plus 88 is 176, like Back to the Future 176, Donald J. Trump 176. But anyways, back here, isn't it interesting, right? In the movie Taxi Driver, right, which I'm showing you by the numbers is all connected to the soon removal of Trump, that you would have the guy with the 88 on his back there, right? Now, back to the 68. Remember, this is the movie with Robert De Niro called Taxi Driver, where he plans to assassinate Charles Palantine. Charles Palantine, 68, Taxi Driver, 68. Donald John Trump, 68, Donald J. Trump, 68, Trump assassination, 68, right? Well, some of you might remember when I did this decode last year. There is another movie with Robert De Niro where the name of the movie is Machete, okay? And long story short, let me just read this for you. It says, yes, in the movie Machete, Robert De Niro, playing Senator McLaughlin, does talk about 68 cents during a scene where he is giving a speech and a sniper is involved. Senator McLaughlin is giving a speech about border security and immigration. Who does that sound like? Does Trump ever talk about border security and immigration? It says, Machete, a hired assassin attempts to shoot the senator who is on a platform, possibly a rooftop. During the speech, McLaughlin says, let me tell you what change that'll bring. 68 cents. The jingle jangle of pennies in your pocket because the scavengers, the leeches, the parasites are walking away with your money while you're left with the change. So this is the same guy from Taxi Driver, Robert De Niro, and he's basically got the same, the same feelings as Trump, right? He's all against, immigration, all this stuff. Anyways, my point, there's a sniper on the roof trying to take him out while he's talking about 68 cents. There's that number 68 again. Okay, Trump assassination 68, Donald John Trump 68. Well, on top of that, here's your confirmation. He plays Senator John McLaughlin, which equals 95 and 112, like President Donald Trump is 95 and 112. And we also had the 95 with Senator Palantine. See how Senator Palantine also had the 95, like President Donald Trump had the 95? But what are the odds that both of those movies are connected to political assassination, Robert De Niro, and the number 68? Isn't that crazy? So yeah, I wanted to include that in the video yesterday, but it would have taken too long, so I figured I'd cover it live today. Now, you remember this story? Travis Keith Lang, 47 years old, like Trump equals 47 and Trump is number 47. Remember when he made threats against Trump? Look at his name. I wonder if that's another coincidence. Travis Keith Lang equals 68, like Donald John Trump and Trump assassination. And remember, he's from Irmo, South Carolina, 248, like President Donald Trump, 248, and Trump assassination, 248. Didn't we just talk about the 248 right here? Senator Palantine, 248. Isn't it interesting how Senator Palantine has the 248 and then Charles Palantine has the 68? And this guy's got the 68 and where he's from has the 248. And then back to the shell formation, the 8647, right? That post was made by James Bryan Comey, which has the 248. Like Trump assassination of President Donald Trump. The word shot equals 248. When did Trump get his mugshot, aka headshot? On August 24th, the 24th day of the 8th month, right? 248. Remember the 8647 post was made 8647 days after 9/11? Not sure why my screen was doing that. But anyways, and then back to the 248. Remember we had this story, Secret Service shoots man in overnight armed confrontation near the White House. We got that news March 9th when America was 248 years, 248 days old. The Secret Service equals 248. And then back to Kimberly Cheadle. Remember, they blamed it on her, the director of the Secret Service. Remember, Butler happened 666 days after she assumed office. I wonder why that one photo was doing that. Isn't that weird? No other photos, just that one. It's probably some kind of a lighting issue with that photo. Weird. Here, just out of curiosity, let's see what happens if I change the lighting. Hold on. Nope, it just doesn't like that photo. That's weird, man. Technology is so weird. Well, at least it's not doing that on every photo. That would be a problem. But yeah, Trump was allegedly shot in the ear 666 days after Kimberly Cheadle assumed office. Now back to the story here of the Army sniper. Look at this. Army sniper is 138 and 60 like Donald Trump is 138 and 60. And his last name, Karimi, equals 47 like Trump equals 47, and Trump is number 47. All right, now I'm not done, but the rest of the stuff I have is basically a recap of other videos. So just in case anyone leaves early, which you should never do, because remember, we always, not always, but sometimes we make findings at the end. But if anybody wants to support the channel, here's how you can do so. Any support, very much appreciated. And this is my full-time job. I'm not monetized by YouTube, which means I don't make 1 penny from YouTube. So thank you so much to everyone who does support. I wouldn't be able to do this without you. Okay. Let me take another sip of water here. Iran fires missiles toward U.S. bases in Qatar and Iraq in retaliation for Trump strikes on nuclear sites. We got this news on June 23rd. All right, more connections to Obama. You know what? Out of curiosity. Wonder, does that picture stop if I zoom in? Isn't that weird? This one photo. Yeah, if I zoom in, it stops. Isn't that weird? It's just something with the camera and that particular photo. It just, it can't seem to focus on it properly for some reason. All right. Iran fires missiles toward U.S. bases in Qatar and Iraq in retaliation for Trump strikes on nuclear sites. So we got this news on June 23rd. That was 42 days before Obama's birthday. Iran 42, War 42, Khomeini 42, World War 42. Khomeini, the leader of Iran. We got this news on 6/23. Barack Hussein Obama equals 6/23. For the record, Strong's 623 Apollyon destroyer, Satan. But yeah, there you go. Strong 623 Apollyon, just for the record. Barack Hussein Obama, 623. And we got this news 323 days after Obama's birthday. Barack Hussein Obama is also 323. Iran attacks U.S. military base in Qatar with missiles. Qatar equals 33. This happened 3,333 weeks and 3 days after Obama was born. And thank you to Derek from Gematria85 for the connection with Obama and the 3333, like World War III, like 3 nuclear sites, right? Missiles equals 33. Iran fires missiles at U.S. airbase in Qatar. U.S. airbase 32. Barack Obama 32 in the same cipher. Obama equals 32. Iran fires missiles toward U.S. bases in Qatar and Iraq. Qatar and Iraq 121, like Antichrist 121. Air Force Base 222, like the Antichrist Barack Obama 222. Again, the guy who tested positive for COVID 222 days from his birthday. Iran fires missiles toward U.S. bases. U.S. bases is 14, 103, like Obama is 14 and 103. And the leader of Iran, Khamenei, this happened 66 days after his birthday. Iran 66, Khamenei 66. And the base was Al Udeid Air Base, which equals 666. Wow. I mean, what are the odds? The base that they hit, Al Udeid Air Base, equals 666. Like missiles is also 666. And look at this. I missed this in part 1. I had to make a part 2. Of course, I was kicking myself all day for that. But it says Iran attacks U.S. military base in Qatar. June 23rd, day number 174 of the year. U.S. military base 174. Like New World Order and Number of the Beast 174. And what's the number of the beast? 666. And what is the gematria value of the airbase, Al Udeid Air Base? 666. That's the number of the beast, which equals, in gematria, number of the beast 174, like U.S. military base 174 on day number 174 of the year. I mean, for that to come together so perfectly is probably not a coincidence. And then just a few other reminders that the U.S. attacked Iran. It was June 21st in the U.S., June 22nd in Iran. Either way you look at it, it was 10 months and 18 days from Obama's birthday. We just went over all the 1018s, Luke 10:18, and he said, "Unto them I beheld Satan as lightning fall from heaven." Barak means lightning. Bomb the Heights. Israel just activated the Barak Megan aerial defenses. Remember, Barak Megan equals the Antichrist. And then remember, it was also 322 days from Obama's birthday. 322, the number of skull and bones. And Barack Obama equals skull and bones. The number is 76. Barack Obama, 76. Skull and bones, 76. Obama's Book of Promised Land, 76. The Georgia Guidestones are built under the alias RC Christian, which equals 76. And the Guidestones opened on 322, and they went down on 7/6 on George W. Bush's 76th birthday, member of Skull and Bones. You got the 76s all over Obama's movie. Remember the 76 on the coffee cup? They got to take exit 76 to get to the vacation house. And the Georgia Guidestones were in Elberton, Georgia. Elberton equals 44. Georgia equals 44. The Guidestones, Obama's number 44. The Guidestones were 19 feet, 3 inches tall, 193, the 44th prime number. The Guidestones opened 19 weeks and 3 days from Obama's birthday. The Guidestones were in Elbert County, Georgia, which equals 222, like the Antichrist Barack Obama, 222. They were in Elberton, Georgia, which is 153, like Antichrist Obama, 153, Barry Soetoro, 153, Jesuit Order, 153, the Illuminati, 153, The Pet Goat, 153. The Pet Goat was on page 153. And who was reading that? It was Bush, right? The Guidestones went down on 7/6 on Bush's 76th birthday, member of Skull and Bones, which equals 76. But anyways, the Guidestones were in Elberton, Georgia, which is 153, like The Pet Goat, 153. The Pet Goat was on page 153 of Reading Mastery 2. Don't forget Reading Mastery 2. I'll show you. Reading Mastery 2 equals George Walker Bush. What are the odds, right? On 9/11, they were in the classroom reading The Pet Goat, a story out of Reading Mastery 2, which equals George Walker Bush. Well, now you know. Where were we? Oh, yeah. And then back to the 153s. Elberton, Georgia, 153. The Pet Goat, 153 on page 153. And then Heliofont made iPet Goat 2. Heliofont equals 153. And then remember, they took down iPet Goat 2. They put it back up 153 days later. Don't forget, both Bush and Obama are represented in iPet Goat 2. And iPet Goat 2 equals 666. And then one more thing about the Guidestones. Remember, they were 231 inches tall. And they opened 231 days from Obama's birthday. And the first rule of the Guidestones equals 231. Maintain humanity under 500 million in perpetual balance with nature, 231. And then they had a pandemic simulation called Catastrophic Contagion, which equaled 231. That was held 231 weeks after the Clade X simulation. Remember, COVID was declared a pandemic 666 days after the Clade X simulation. And then they declared the monkeypox outbreak a global health emergency 231 weeks after COVID was declared a pandemic, and monkeypox outbreak is 231. But anyways, I'm not going to go through that again on the recap. But yeah. Barack Obama equals Skull and Bones, and the U.S. attacked Iran 322 days from Obama's birthday, 322, the number of Skull and Bones. And then remember, either way you look at it, it was 44 days before Obama's birthday. Obama number 44, military kill, Israel, B-2 bomber, they're all 44. And then remember, it was the day in Iran, it was June 22nd, the day leaving 192 days left in the year. Like Obama 192, Great Tribulation 192. Whoops, I hit my phone stand. Leave the World Behind 192. That movie ends in the Commodus bunker. Commodus dead in the year 192. What are they doing in the Commodus bunker? They're finishing the last episode of Friends, which is season 10, episode 18, like Luke 10:18. Remember, the Little Nas X video, J Christ, where Obama's represented in that video, and he's got the 10:18 Satan shoes. Remember when he uploaded that video, he had 19.2 million subs, and he stayed there forever. Here, since I brought it up. Here's the video, J Christ. Who's that guy? It's not the real Barack Obama, but obviously it represents him, right? So you literally got Obama represented in the video. This is after I'd been talking about the connection between Lil Nas X and Obama for a long time. Got that confirmation. And look how many subs he had when he posted, 19.2 million, and he stayed there forever. Even though the video was getting millions of views, he just stayed at 19.2. Obama 192, Great Tribulation, Leave the World Behind. See how he was wearing the 1018 Satan shoes? Don't forget, Satan shoes equals Antichrist. And 666 pairs for $1,018 a pair. See, he was wearing the number 55 jersey. Satan 55, Fallen Angel 55, Lightning 55. Lil Nas X equals 44. Hello. Lightning 44, Obama number 44, Fallen Angel 44. Montero is his real name, which equals Lightning. Montero 35, Satan 35, Baphomet 35. You got the Baphomet on the shoe. Montero Hill 156, like Tribulation. 666, 156. The Antichrist Barack Obama is 156. 156. Prime number 911. Here. Look at that. That's not even my post. Look at that. That's somebody 9 years ago talking about 666 equals 156. The 156 prime is 911. Look at that. That's before I even started. I've only been doing this for like 5.5 years. There's a post from 9 years ago, someone talking about what I'm talking about. Isn't that wild? See, 666 is 156. Let me show you when you write out the Antichrist Barack Obama. The Antichrist Barack Obama. See how the Antichrist Barack Obama equals 156? Yeah, let me show you how Satan shoes equals Antichrist, since we're here. So not only were there 666 pairs and $1,018 and the Luke 10:18, but Satan shoes equals Antichrist, including the 149. Remember Obama's birthday, the day leaving 149 days left in the year, born on the 216th day of the year. 6 times 6 times 6 is 216. Montero Hill, 846, like Tribulation, the Days of Noah, the Fallen Angels, the First Tower, 846. And George Floyd with the knee on the neck for 8 minutes, 46 seconds before they changed it. Don't forget his birthday is 4/9. Antichrist equals 49. I might have that in this slide. The birthday of Lil Nas X is 4/9. There you go. So he was born on 4/9. Antichrist and Revelation are 49. Let me just type in 846 real quick for fun. Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews and are not, but do lie, equals 846. Yeah, I've been talking about this stuff for a while. Now let me set this down. Hold on. Oh, is that what it is? I knew there was something. Here, let me just turn this around. We'll wing it. Here, let me look up Fabiola Giannotti real quick. Yeah, Fabiola Giannotti, the Director General of CERN. Yeah, I knew I did a decode on her in the 846. So we were talking about the 846. The Director General of CERN, Fabiola Giannotti, right? Fabiola Giannotti has the 666 and the 846, like the fallen angels, 666, 846. Large Hadron Collider has the 846. Yeah, they went full power with CERN. Remember July 5th, 2022? That was 846 days after COVID was declared a pandemic. Dark Matter 666, got the 666 in the logo. I've forgotten so much of this stuff. It's been so long since I've talked about it. But I knew there was more to the 846. Yeah, behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews and are not, but do lie, 846. They went full power with CERN 201 days after the Pope's birthday. Like the Guidestones also went down 201 days from the Pope's birthday. The Pope who lived in suite number 201. Here, let's see. Yeah, the Guidestones went down the next day. So yeah, I think either way you look at it, it's one of them include the end date, don't include the end date things. Seven 2022. 12/17. Yeah, so including the end date, they went full power with CERN 201 days from the Pope's birthday. And then the next day is when the Guidestones went down, which was the 201. But, yeah. But yeah, remember the Pope's name equals 201. He lived in Suite 201 at the Domus Sancti Marte 201, the Jesuit Order 201, that old Serpent 201, Event 201, William Henry Gates 201. Remember the knee on the neck was 8 minutes 46 seconds. That was George Perry Floyd. What do you think his name equals? George Perry Floyd 201. Whoa, what are the odds? Remember Pope Francis died 201 days from the death anniversary of St. Francis of Assisi, who we got his name from. We just had Preparing for Disease X, 201 days from Obama's birthday and 201 weeks after COVID declared a pandemic. There's that 181, Large Hadron Collider 181, like Barack Hussein Obama II 181, Barack Obama 181. Like when Iran fired 181 missiles at Israel and World War III is 181. Anyways, I'm getting way off track here. Let me type in the number 1086 real quick, see what comes up. Well, obviously, I know it's going to come up. This is one of the big 1086s. Remember what Butler and Trump, they were doing symbolism from Revelation 13:3. And I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wondered after the beast equals 1086. That's Revelation 13:3. How old was Thomas Crooks? He was exactly 1086 weeks and 0 days old. Thomas M. Crooks, 1086. The president, 1086. But that was in 2024, and that's the number 1086. Here's my post from 2022 talking about 1086, and you know why? Because CERN went full power on July 5th, 2022, 1086 weeks and 0 days after 9/11. And would you look at the gematria of Large Hadron Collider? It's 1086, like Barack Hussein Obama II is 1086, and the B system is 1086. Pretty crazy. Anyways, we got way off track there. But yeah, I don't even know where we are anymore. I think we're here. Yeah, I brought up Little Nas X because he posted the J. Christ video with 19.2 million subs where Obama is represented in the video. Now, someone left a comment last night, and I forget their name, so thank you to who let me know about this. But doesn't this fit in perfectly? It says multiple reports suggest that Iran may have moved its stockpile of enriched uranium, including the 408 kilograms enriched to 60% purity, before recent U.S. airstrikes targeting its nuclear facilities. Look at that, 408. Barack Obama equals 408. All right, let's see what else we have. Suspect shot and killed by a security guard after shooting at a church in Michigan. This happened in suburban Detroit. A gunman opened fire during a service at a suburban Detroit church on Sunday. Detroit 44, Michigan 44. Kill 44, gunfire 44, shooting 44. That was a day with 37 date numerology. 6 plus 22 plus 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 5. 37 like shooter, 37 Detroit. 37 shooting and gunfire, 37. Michigan 107, shooting 107. Wayne, Michigan is where it happened. Wayne, Michigan 66 like church shooting. 66. So they had an active shooter on Glenwood Road. Glenwood Road 61, church 61, active shooter 61, Glenwood Road 191, active shooter 191. Here's where we make the Jesuit connection. Glenwood Road 191, active shooter 191, Society of Jesus 191. That's the Jesuits. Glenwood Road 56, Society of Jesus 56. The suspect's name, Brian Browning, 79, like Society of Jesus 79. This happened at Cross Point Community Church, and it happened 144 days before the Superior General's birthday. The leader of the Jesuits, Cross Point 144, Jesuit Order 144. And if you think that's a coincidence, Cross Point has the 153, the 54, and the 144 like Jesuit Order. It's on a Sunday. Sunday perfect match to Jesuit in 3 out of the 4 base ciphers. Suspect's last name, Browning, 42, like Jesuit 42, gun and ammo 42. Happened in Wayne, Michigan, which is 132, like Catholic Church 132. The Jesuits serve the Catholic Church. Wayne, Michigan is also 69, like the Jesuit Order 69 and Catholic Church 69. Check out the name of the pastor, Bobby Kelly Jr. Perfect match to Catholicism in 3 out of the 4 base ciphers. Happened 63 days before the governor's birthday. Cross Point 63, shot by a security guard 63. And it was on a day with 73 date numerology, also 6 plus 22 plus 20 plus 25, 73, like Michigan Church, 73. Oh yeah, the suspect was from Romulus, Michigan. Look at this. Romulus, Michigan is a perfect match to Order Out of Chaos in 3 out of the 4 ciphers, including the 222. But it's also, in Jewish gematria, Romulus, Michigan, 777, like Order Out of Chaos, 777. What are the odds? All right, I think we got one more story here. So the Oklahoma City Thunder won the NBA Finals on June 22nd, and the big point here, thunder and lightning are fundamentally connected, as the sound of thunder is produced by the rapid heating and expansion of air during a lightning strike. Okay, so you have the thunder, which obviously goes with the lightning, right? They win the NBA Finals 10 months and 18 days after Obama's birthday, 10/18. And he said unto them, I beheld Satan as lightning fall from heaven. Barak means lightning, Obama the heights. So there's your 10/18 connection there, right? Thunder and lightning go together. They won 10 months, 18 days from Obama's birthday, like Luke 10:18 about Satan falling like lightning. Barak means lightning. That's easy to understand, right? Well, look how many points they scored. 103. Well, Obama equals 103, right? Look how many days were left in the year. 192. Obama, 192. Leave the World Behind, Obama's movie, 192, which ends in the communist bunker, who died in the year 192. Remember Little Nas X posted the J. Christ video with the 19.2 million subs? Great Tribulation 192. Look how many days before Obama's birthday it was. It was 44 days before Obama's birthday, Obama number 44, right? Fallen Angel 44. Well, look how many wins they finished the season with. 84 wins, including the playoffs. Well, Obama was born on 8-4, and Obama equals 84, and they beat the Indiana Pacers, which equals 84, and they finished the regular season with 68 wins. Barack Obama equals 68. Antichrist equals 68. They also had 14 losses. Obama equals 14. The MVP was Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, which equals 216. Obama born on the 216th day of the year, 6 times 6 times 6, 216. And his full name, Shivante Asian Gilgeous-Alexander, equals 149, like Antichrist 149. And remember, Obama was born on the day leaving, 149 days left in the year. And look at the MVP. He was born July 12th, 1998. And they won 323 months after he was born. Well, that's fitting, because Barack Hussein Obama is 323 and Lucifer is 323. And shout out to the branch for this connection. OKC Thunder equals 500. Strong's 500 is Antichrist. The NBA Finals equals 666. And here's one thing I missed in my first video. I was, trying to put this together so fast I missed something. The head coach of the Thunder, his birthday February 23rd, 1985. He was born 163 days before Obama's birthday. Barack Hussein Obama, 163. I mean, that's a lot to be a coincidence, right? The 84 wins, the 192 days left in the year, the 10 months, 18 days from Obama's birthday. Thunder goes with lightning, 103 points, Obama 103, right? Anyways, I think we're ready to do a little recap here. I'm only going to recap the first two stories because that's the new information. So if you came in late, you definitely want to go back and listen because there's a lot of bonus information today. But yeah, I'll go through this quickly and we'll wrap this up. All right, Andrew Cuomo concedes as Zohran Mamdani wins New York City Democratic mayoral primary in stunning upset. So we got this news on June 24th, the day leaving 190 days left in the year. That's the gematria of his full name, Zohran Kwame Mamdani, 190. And he's 33 years old. So he's 33 years old. And New York equals 33. He was born in Uganda, which equals 33. He won 33 days before the anniversary of New York becoming a state. Masonry, 33, the highest degree of the Scottish Rite, the 33rd degree. And his name equals 137, which is the 33rd prime. And he's got the 10/18 birthday, October 18th, like Luke 10:18. And he said unto them, I beheld Satan as lightning fall from heaven. Barak means lightning. Bama, the heights, like heaven. And Bama, the number is 1116. Little bonus here, look at the time of the article, 1116. That could just be an organic synchronicity, but still interesting. So he's got the 10/18 birthday about Satan. Mamdani, 55. He's from Kampala, 55. Satan, 55. Fallen Angel, 55. Lightning, 55. Remember, Little Nas X wearing the 10/18 Satan shoes was wearing the number 55 jersey. It can't all be a coincidence. Remember, Little Nas X also equaled 44, like Mamdani 44. He's from Kampala 44, Primary 44, Lightning 44, Fallen Angel 44, Obama number 44. And Mamdani has served since 2021 as a member of the New York State Assembly for the 36th District in Queens, the 36 triangular number 666. New York equals 666. Don't forget, Mamdani is also a Muslim. New York, 222, like event 201, 222 was held in New York on 10/18, like that guy's birthday, with the World Economic Forum, 222, like Wuhan coronavirus, the Antichrist Barack Obama, 222, the guy who tested positive for COVID, 222 days from his birthday, declared a pandemic 222 months after 9/11, declared a national emergency 222 days from Obama's birthday, mandatory vaccination 222, COVID vaccines 222, vaccine cards 222. The first U.S. case was 222 days from Trump's birthday. Trump equals 222, Trump Organization 222. The Beast of Revelation 222, Antichrist System 222, Order Out of Chaos 222, As Above, So Below 222, and the list goes on, right? You get the point. New York City Mayor 192, representing Queens, New York 192, Obama 192, Leave the World Behind 192, ends in the Commodus bunker, who died in the 192. New York City Mayor 84, Obama 84, born on 8/4. He's from Kampala, Uganda 103, Obama 103. His full name, Zohran Kwame Mamdani 82, like Barack Hussein Obama II 82. And he was born 76 days after Obama's birthday, Barack Obama 76. And remember, this is not incorrect information. I just put the wrong picture here What I'm trying to show is he won June 24th, and remember his birthday is October 18th, so he won 116 days before his birthday. Barack Hussein Obama won 16. I accidentally put Obama's birthday here, not where it's important, but here in the slide, which I'm still kicking myself for because I'm an OCD perfectionist, unfortunately. But there's some benefits, I guess. It means I'm thorough, but it drives me nuts being this way. But there's nothing I can do about it. I'm trying my best to not be a OCD perfectionist, but it still comes out. But yeah, for the record, that's the whole point of my decode. His birthday is October 18th, 10/18. The information is correct. I just I should have put his birthday here, not Obama's. But anyways, we got this news on June 24th. His birthday is October 18th. So he won 116 days before his birthday. Barack Hussein Obama won 16. All right, and then I'm going to recap this story, and then that'll be it. And should I? Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'll bring up the 88s again, because we're about to talk about the number 88. Might as well. Won't be much longer, maybe 15 more minutes, we'll be out of here. All right. Iranian army sniper and Hezbollah-linked terrorist arrested in U.S. as Trump warns of violent sleeper cells. This article from June 24th. All right, more coded news connected to the soon removal of Donald Trump. Right? We have Iran allegedly making these threats against Trump, all these stories, right? And we have an Iranian sniper, and Trump's making warnings about sleeper cells, right? So his name is Ribvar Karimi, which equals 68. Trump assassination, 68. Donald John Trump, 68. We had the Minnesota lawmaker killed on Trump's birthday, the day of the No Kings protest, by a guy named Vance. Remember, J.D. Vance would become president if something happened to Trump, right? Anyways, Minnesota lawmaker, 68. No Kings protest, 68. Remember, he had the No Kings flyers in his car. It was on Trump's birthday, 68. You had Comey with the 8647 post, which was a shell formation, which equals 68. Butler shooting, 68, which they blamed on Kimberly Cheadle, the director of the Secret Service. Her name's 68. The would-be assassin, Thomas Crook, 68. The Apprentice, 68. Mar-a-Lago, 68. Donald J. Trump, 68. I think it's safe to say the 68s are pretty big with Trump, right? So Ribvar Karimi, 68. Now, you remember the movie Taxi Driver with Robert De Niro, the guy that was outside of Trump's hush money trial, right? The movie Taxi Driver, which influenced John Hinckley Jr. to attempt to assassinate Ronald Reagan, who had Make America Great Again, just like Trump, right? So you got the movie Taxi Driver, where he's attempting to take out a politician named Charles Palantine, which equals 68. Taxi Driver, 68. Like Donald John Trump, Trump assassination, Donald J. Trump, they're all 68. Senator Palantine is 248. President Donald Trump, 248. Trump assassination, 248. Okay? This is from the movie Taxi Driver. You got everybody with a plain shirt except for one guy sticking out here with a big old 88 on his back. I wonder why. Maybe because this movie is connected to Trump. And Trump equals 88. And remember, Trump just installed the 88-foot-tall flagpoles while talking about $88 billion in tariffs. And then Trump was allegedly shot in Butler 88 months from the Snoop Dogg video Lavender, where Snoop Dogg's pointing the gun at Trump. 88 months later, we got Butler. Thomas Crook's birthday, 9/20/03. That's the 8,888th prime number. You got Donnie Darko set in the year 88. The numbers on Donnie's arm add up to 88. The guy who plays Donald J. Darko is Jacob Benjamin Gyllenhaal, which equals 88. In that movie, Frank the Rabbit gets shot. The guy who plays Frank the Rabbit was born 88 days from Trump's birthday. Frank equals Donald in 3 ciphers. And Rabbit equals Trump. iPet Goat 2, you got the rabbit with the bullet hole in the ear. And that movie takes place in Middlesex, which is 888, like Mar-a-Lago, 888, Donald J. Trump, 888, COVID declared a pandemic, 888 days after Trump's calm before the storm statement, The Art of the Deal, 888, Back to the Future, Biff represents Trump, they got to reach 88 miles per hour, The Raid on Mar-a-Lago, August 8th, 88, and Trump's number to text is 88022. And since we brought up Back to the Future, don't forget there were two 88-foot tall flagpoles. 88 plus 88 is 176, like Back to the Future 176 and Donald J. Trump 176. But the big point here, 88-foot tall flagpoles, Trump equals 88, while he's talking about 88 billion in tariffs. So back to Taxi Driver, right? What are the odds that you would have this guy with the 88 there? I mean, that's pretty undeniable, right? But anyways, Charles Palantine had that 68 Taxi Driver, 68, right? That's the movie with Robert De Niro. Well, there's another movie with Robert De Niro connected to political assassination where he plays Senator John McLaughlin, and he's talking about 68 cents while a sniper is on the roof. Yes, in the movie Machete, Robert De Niro playing Senator McLaughlin does talk about 68 cents during a scene where he is giving a speech and a sniper is involved. Senator McLaughlin is giving a speech about border security and immigration. Who does that sound like? Maybe Donald Trump. Machete, a hired assassin, attempts to shoot the senator who is on a platform, possibly a rooftop. During the speech, McLaughlin says, "Let me tell you what change that'll bring. 68 cents. 68. The jingle jangle of pennies in your pocket because the scavengers, the leeches, the parasites are walking away with your money while you're left with the change." So another movie with De Niro, right, connected to political assassination. Pretty crazy. And he's talking about 68 cents, like Trump assassination and Donald John Trump are 68. Just like Charles Palantine, 68, Taxi Driver, 68. And then here's your confirmation. Senator John McLaughlin, 95 and 112, like President Donald Trump. 95, 112. And remember, Senator Palantine also had the 95, like President Donald Trump. Okay. Then remember, this guy was making threats against Trump. Travis Keith Lang equals 68, like Donald John Trump, 68. Trump assassination, 68. He's 47 years old. Trump equals 47. Trump is number 47. And he was from Irmo, South Carolina, which had the 248. Like President Donald Trump, 248. Trump assassination, 248. Who else had the 248? That's right, Senator Palantine from Taxi Driver had the 248. And then remember the guy with the shell formation? Remember, shell formation equaled the 68. That was with the 8647 post from James Bryan Comey has the 248. Like Trump assassination, President Donald Trump. The word shot, 248. When did Trump get his mugshot, aka headshot? August 24th. The 24th day of the 8th month, 248. Here's the picture it likes to zoom in on. And the 8647 post was made 8647 days after 9/11. I don't know why this particular photo does that, but anyways, we talked about that earlier. And then we had this story. Secret Service shoots a man in overnight armed confrontation near the White House. That was March 9th, when the U.S. was 248 years, 248 days old. What are the odds we get that story of an armed man near the White House with a shooting, you know? And then don't forget the Secret Service is also 248. And then back to Kimberly Cheadle. Remember, Butler happened 666 days after she assumed office, and they tried to blame her for the whole thing, remember? And then back to Army Sniper. Army Sniper is 138 and 60, like Donald Trump. 138 and 60. What are the odds? And his last name, Karimi, 47, like Trump. 47, and obviously Trump's number 47. And if anybody wants to support the channel, very much appreciated. Does take a lot of time and effort to put this stuff together, and all credit to God. But yeah, this stuff does, take a long time. This is like 5 years of hardcore research all day, every day, the reason I can present this stuff the way I do. And again, it's all credit to God. I wouldn't know anything if it weren't for God. And but yeah, the key point here, Ribvar Karimi has that 68, like Trump assassination, Donald John Trump, all the 68s, and yeah, it's pretty crazy the connection with the two movies, Taxi Driver and Machete. Taxi Driver 68, Charles Palantine 68. You got the 88 guy in the crowd, you know, and then in the movie Machete with the sniper on the roof, Robert De Niro, the same guy from Taxi Driver, is talking about 68 cents as he's talking about border security and immigration with a sniper on the roof talking about 68, and Senator John McLaughlin equals President Donald Trump. You know, it's a lot to be a coincidence. So, all right, let me turn this thing around. All right, guys, hopefully you enjoyed today's show. Let me check in with the chat here. Someone says Trump brought up machete at NATO regarding Rwanda this morning, did he? What, the word machete? I can't confirm that. Probably not, but that's interesting. That's some synchronicity. I obviously haven't watched the news yet today. Well, that's interesting. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to find an article on that, but I believe you. You wouldn't have any reason to lie. But yeah, that would be very interesting if, of all the days, Trump talked about a machete today. I haven't talked about machete on this channel since last year. For some reason, I actually couldn't find all my posts on the machete connection. I could find some posts on the taxi driver connections, but I was looking on Facebook, I was typing in machete and 68 cents. I couldn't find it, so I had to make new slides. But yeah, that's interesting that, yeah, I'm not sure if that's true or not, but again, you wouldn't have any reason to make that up, so I assume that's true. Trump allegedly brought up a machete today. Interesting. Thank you, Salvation. I appreciate it. Much love to Salvation, Boomer Bear, Spencer, Todd, Pilgrim Society, Jeffrey, much love, Dave, Janelle, Anthony, much love to Gene Spliced, Shelly, Elena, Visionary Vet, ZRGTV, Linz, Robbie, Billy. Yeah, I used to be in St. Pete, Billy. Yeah, I was born in St. Pete, and I lived there till I was 7. And then from 7 to 18, I lived in Vero Beach, Florida. And then when I turned 18, I came back to St. Pete. I went to USF St. Petersburg. And then I lived in St. Pete till about, what is it, about 2, but I think between 2 to 3 years ago, I moved up here to Port Richey. And so I'm about 45 minutes north of St. Pete now. But we drove down to St. Pete when we had the hurricane rip the roof off of Tropicana Field. Actually, I think I got the pieces of it up here. Some pieces of the trop, but let's see if I can find that decode. Here, just for fun, I'll show you when we were last down in St. Pete. So here I am in front of the trop. And I used to be before I woke up in 2019. I used to be number one. I was a huge Buccaneers fan, which obviously I'm not anymore because the NFL is rigged and satanic, same as baseball. But not only was I a huge Buccaneers fan, I was a season ticket holder with the Bucs, but I was also a big Tampa Bay Rays fan. But not anymore, obviously. But anyways, there's me with pieces of the roof from Tropicana Field in my hands there. And then, of course, I did a decode on it, which I don't even know what I have here. Let's see. Was this on the same day? Hurricane Milton destroys roof of Tropicana Field. And I think that was the same day. Implosion brings down Tropicana Casino in Vegas to make way for a baseball stadium. Right? So, isn't that interesting? And look, Tropicana, 97, 146, 56 Hurricane, 97, 146, 56 Athletics, 97, 146, 56. Was that on the same day? Right? I just want to make sure I'm right here. Yeah, it was on October 9th. So yeah, that was the same day. Both of those stories were in the news. And the point, it's Tropicana Field, right? So the same day that Tropicana Field got destroyed, you had the Tropicana Casino was brought down to make way for a baseball stadium. So two stories in the same day connected to baseball, Tropicana, and one was a hurricane. Look at the overlap between Tropicana, hurricane, and athletics. And what are the odds that, like, you know, I'm the numbers guy and I would be close enough to go down there and, like, you know, the next morning and look at the damage. Look at this, guys. It happened on October 9th, the day leaving 83 days left in the year. Tropicana Field, 83, Milton, 83. My goodness. There's me again. Look, guys, October 9th was the same day that Milton the Monster. It says Milton the Monster, an American Saturday morning animated cartoon series, animated cartoon television series that ran on ABC from October 9th, 1965. So the same day that Milton the Monster premiered, October 9th, on the anniversary, we have the monster hurricane, Hurricane Milton. What are the odds? And then there was a hurricane simulation for Tampa Bay called Project Phoenix 2.0. Look at that. Project Phoenix 2.0 equals Hurricane Milton in 2 ciphers. I'm sure it's all probably a coincidence. I feel like there was one more connection here. Oh, shame on me. It was right before my awakening. There I am at the trop. Yeah, I used to go to the games and get bobbleheads and stuff. Yeah, here I am at the Trop. Um, Here it is. Here's what I'm looking for. Yeah, I knew there was more. Hurricane Milton spawns tornado outbreak in Florida ahead of landfall. There have been more than 30 reported twisters in the state. So that was the other big part of it. Not only was it a big hurricane, but um, it made several twisters, right? Well, guess what? It happened 83 days after the movie Twisters was released. And Twisters equals 83, guys. And it happened on the day leaving 83 days left in the year. And Tropicana Field is 83 and Milton is 83. And I allegedly, it says here, it said the storm made landfall near Siesta Key around 8:30. Look at that. Another 83. But yeah, I knew there was a Twisters connection. It made all these Twisters, right? 83 days after the movie Twisters came out. Twisters 83. 83 days left in the year. Tropicana Field 83, Milton 83. Let me just type in Milton, make sure I'm not missing anything else. But yep, I used to be a big Rays and a Bucks fan, not anymore. Yeah, I think I got it all in there. Yeah, it was supposed to hit me direct hit. I live right here, but it actually came down here. But yeah, this was like a projection. Yeah, see that little. Yeah, this was a hurricane model, but that was my that blue circle is where I live right there. But yeah, we got close. We'll see what happens this year. Yeah, I think that's about it. Yeah, remember I was driving around during the storm, getting some footage. Anyways, I think that's about it. All right, let me turn this around. But yeah, see why you should always stick around to the end? Because someone asked me if I lived in St. Pete. I said, no, I used to. And then I went on for 15 minutes about Hurricane Milton. And if you didn't see that decode last year, well, you saw it now, right? All right, guys. Well, I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you to everyone in the chat. I think it's been a good show. But yeah, I think we'll leave it there. Let me just go through all my tabs. Yeah, we covered a lot today. So definitely a good show to share with your friends and family, if you have any left. I know it's hard in these last days to keep the friends and family around, especially when you're talking about this stuff, right? People think you're crazy. Hey, there's Cody. Decoding with Cody in the chat. Good to see you, brother. Everybody make sure you subscribe to Decoding with Cody. And also Visionary Vet. He's got a channel. Check him out. And anybody else, if you have a channel, feel free to, let people know you got a channel. And yeah, good to see you, Cody, and Visionary Vet, and Elena, and Gene Spliced, and everybody in the chat. It's always good to go live and get it all out of my system. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to wrap it up. And we'll see what happens in the next coming days. Crazy times we live in. But yeah, that's what I got for you for now. So thank you guys for being here today. Thank you for being part of the channel. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Please do me a favor on the way out. Please hit the like and the share. Very much appreciated. Actually, if you guys want to do me a big favor, if we really want to get some views on this video, do me a favor. As soon as I end this in like 1 minute, leave a comment after the fact. It helps the algorithm. You can just leave a thumbs up in the comments, or say good video, good job, much love. Say whatever you want. It helps the algorithm. So if you would do that, that would be very helpful. Also, if you have a Facebook or a Twitter or a YouTube, share this out, or a MySpace. Just kidding. Whatever you got. Send this to grandma. Put it in an email, put it in a comment on a Facebook. Do whatever you can. Because all that together can't be a coincidence. Day after day, over 10,000 videos. I don't think it's all a coincidence, So, anyways, thank you guys for all your help. I appreciate it. But yeah, let me get out of here. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Hit the like and the share on the way out. Leave a comment after the fact. And thank you guys. All right. As always, keep looking up. We are living in the biblical end of days. Jesus is coming very soon. I can't wait. And I'll see you guys on the next video. God bless.